Oh, excuse me. Hello, and welcome to this late afternoon taste challenge. I have two 40% alcohol Canadian blended whiskeys, bottled in Kentucky by the Sazerac Company under alias names for your enjoyment. Okay, this is Canadian Limited, introduced in 1972. Canadian whiskey with natural flavors from Fleischmann Distilling Company in Owensboro, Kentucky. Well, that's actually the Glenmore Distillery, and it's owned by the Sazerac Company, who bought Fleischmann years ago, but not the yeast. Somebody else owns the Fleischmann's yeast part of it. There's a banner with fleur de lis representing the French people of Canada. Limited. There's the two crowns representing the ruler or the authority of Canada, King Charles III, King of the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the Solomon Islands, Bermuda, Jamaica, the Bahamas, and so forth. All right, there's a beaver chewing on a branch, and there's some kind of knight's helmet, and there's two lions with crowns holding up the shield. So it's kind of old-fashioned looking. They changed the label over the years a little bit, not too much, over the 54 years. Come on. Choking? Come on. You're choking on that hair, huh? Be all right, I hope. So this was given to me. Thank you, Sandra, but I know where to buy it. But it's not made for Walmart. I can buy it at Walmart. It's made for whatever liquor store wants to sell it. It says, we love to hear from our customers, Sazerac.com. So Fleischmann Distilling, yeah. Okay. I don't think there's any variants of Canadian Limited, like small batch or like extra aged, but there could be, because Sazerac does that kind of stuff, and they don't really tell you about it. It just shows up in a store. So a pretty common product. My throat is very dry. Leave that alone. Okay, so here's the competitor. Sorry about that. Here's Master Distillers. Blended Canadian whiskey from Collingwood Distillery. Danny S. Kahn, the master distiller, formerly of Barton 1792 of Kentucky Distillery. Imported and bottled by I.W.A. Distilling Company Limited. In other words, the Sazerac Company, using another alias name. Real wooden cap, real cork. Seems to be a Walmart only brand, but I can't get any definitive I cannot get any definitive information on that, so maybe I'm wrong, but it appears that it's made for Walmart, and it was introduced last year, 2025, okay? But if anybody's got any more definitive information, I'd appreciate it. Okay. Appearance. Well, the Canadian Limited is much lighter. It's more like light amber gold. Whereas the Canadian Master Distillers, a little darker, heading toward copper, but not really copper yet. Okay, Johnny Jameson Jr. says, I'm drinking some Grey Goose 2015 bottle. Oh, yeah, you just put me on. He's kidding around. All right, anyway. We'll get off the silly stuff. Anyway, I'll show you a screen share. Oh, wait. I got to have the website up first. I had nothing to show you. Now, so here's the Walmart. It's not a Walmart brand. Canadian Limited is not a brand. Lots of stores sell it, but they do sell it at Walmart. Look at that price, $15.98 for this huge bottle. Same bottle I have. Like I said, Sandra bought it, and she said she wasn't going to use it because she gave up drinking alcohol altogether. So she said, would you like it? I said, definitely. Best enjoyed neat. Now, I don't believe that. I don't think they believe that. I'm sure all this information is coming from the distiller, where luxury meets tradition. Luxury? Yeah. Don't think this is considered a luxurious whiskey for $15.98. But we'll play along. Canadian Limited, and you know this is coming from Sazerac, the distiller. Canadian Limited. I don't know why my throat's doing that all of a sudden. It doesn't hurt. I was in the cold too long, so probably dried it out. Canadian Limited whiskey is a smooth and approachable blend that reflects the easy drinking character of classic Canadian whiskey. Expertly crafted for balance and consistency, it features notes of vanilla, oak, and light spice with a clean, mellow finish. Perfect for sipping neat, over ice, or mixing into cocktails. What other thing? So basically, it's perfect for everything. Drinking it neat, on the rocks, or in a cocktail. So they're claiming this whiskey is perfect. Delivers dependable quality, timeless flavor, and everyday versatility in every pour. Recognized as a top-selling value Canadian whiskey since 1972. Known for its consistent, well, it has been on the market since 72. That's true. It is a top-selling value whiskey, blended by Sazerac's master blend. And I guess that's Danny Kahn, or it could be one of the other, because they got two distilleries up there in Canada that they work, Collingwood and Old Montreal. So I don't know who's doing it. All right. There's the regular glass bottle for $7.98. I'm trying to see. Here we go. But Danny Kahn has meticulously crafted Canadian whiskey. Meticulously. Gentle smoke and light oak tannins greet you on the nose, intermingling with well-rounded notes of fruit and grain. I don't know about the fruit. On the palate, a full-bodied and slightly sweet mouthfeel embraces you, culminating in a flavorful, enduring finish. Now, they're not claiming this is, it's funny, this one is about twice the price of Canadian Limited, right? But they're not claiming it's best neat, although later in this description say you can drink it neat. So there you go. Let me turn off that. Now, considering that this one is $15.98 for this huge bottle, and Master Distillers is $14.98, $14.96 for a regular size bottle. It looks big, but it's really just thin and spread out. It's 750 milliliters. They use that for a lot of products. I can show you a whole line of Canadian whiskeys, all from the Sazerac Company, that use that same exact bottle. Canadian Peak, Seagram's VO Black, Seagram's VO Apple, and there's some others. There are others. So we would think that the limited would get waxed, right? Should get killed. But let's find out. William McAdoo. I'm having a good day. Except for my throat not letting me speak properly. I think it's too much dry air in my throat. Beautiful clear skies, which is bad because it's going to get too cold. Maybe not so cold. 26 Fahrenheit. Craft Beer-tastic. Does that Master Distiller's bottle have a cork? Yeah, it's a real cork. I know the glare from the lamp is real cork. So it seemed like Sazerac has their hand in everything. They like to use alias names. Jim Beam Company does the same thing. They'll use like Clear Creek Distilling, whatever they call it. It's all Beam, who is owned by Suntory Global Spirits. Doesn't matter to me, but I mean, I know who they are. That's impressive. I know, right? $14.96. $14.96. But does it taste impressive? Let's see. This smells like regular old Canadian whiskey. Grain, sweet grain, honey. No, it has no honey. Well, if it's natural flavors, honey is natural, right? That would be a natural flavor, I guess. So got me there. A little rye spice, maybe some breadiness from malted barley. Just standard. Good. You know, think about Crown Royal, something like that. This one seemed like it might have like almond extract in it. A little almond note, nuttiness. So that is making me think it's a Canadian Limited. Now, if you read the reviews on Walmart.com website for Canadian Limited, people like it. It gets a high score. It's like excellent. I read the reviews yesterday evening. They were like, "Oh yeah, I love this product. We buy it all the time. It's such a better value than Crown Royal." Blah blah blah. I have a shot of Buffalo Trace with a little cherry. Buffalo Trace. I have a bottle unopened. Let's see what Total Wine is saying about it. If they sell it. I don't know if they sell Canadian Limited. I would assume they would. Yeah, they sell the handle. Oh, and Walmart's got them beat. Walmart's got them beat by 90 by $1.03. Not 90, $1.03. So Walmart, they got you beat. Walmart's got you beat. What? What are all these things you're saying about it? Let's look at what they say about it. Hey, I'd be shocked if they sold Master Distillers, but at least that would let me know it's on a Walmart brand. Sometimes you can't go wrong with Walmart's prices, says Johnny. So here's Total Wine. Usually Total Wine's got Walmart beat by $1, but this time Walmart beat them by $1. But Walmart might have battled back. They might have realized what Total Wine was doing and said, we'll fix them. We'll fix them. Because I noticed every brand that Walmart sold, if it was $23.99, you check Total Wine's website, it was $22.99. You know, $14.99, $13.99, whatever it was, whatever the price was, always $1 less. So Walmart said, oh, we'll fix them. We're going to go $1 less than anything they do. I'm saying that could have happened. And, you know, Walmart's got more money, so they're going to win that battle. But let's see. A beautiful deep golden amber color with aromas of sweet honey, grain, and raisin chutney. Really? I didn't notice any of that. Mild flavors of vanilla, nuts, and a touch of earthiness. Finish with a caramel and pepper fade that is perfect on its own. It's an 86, a B. Good. They're saying it's good, you know, nothing great. Let's see, last few months. Perfect for Manhattans. Nice, smooth, can get a decent price. 7 months ago, very good at a good price. 10 months ago, very similar to our favorite Black Velvet. A year ago, too much burn. But mostly positive, right? Let's see if they sell Master Distillers. I'm going to say no, it's not going to come up. Watch. Master Distillers. Nah. It's a Walmart. I'm telling you right now, it's a Walmart brand. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong. Walmart seems like a monopoly. Yeah, but it's not. It's not a monopoly. It's just the most powerful player in the game on the game board, you know. No, I mean. Taste time, cheers. Still get that honey, cereal grain. It's sort of like honey. You know, you buy the box of cereal, you put the milk in it, the cold cereal, and it's be like honey and grain. I don't think they sell any barley versions, but it tastes kind of like that. Tastes kind of like that honey. I'm not saying honey bunches of oats, but honey bunches of something. How about oak? How about wood? Well, not really. A little bitey at the end, though. Getting like that wood, like toothpick wood bite, like not the greatest finish. But I really don't care what they're saying on the website. Like it's perfect for sipping neat. I'm thinking, nah. If it was so great for sipping neat at room temperature with nothing added, why would you be promoting cocktails the whole time? Alcohol is poison. See what you got to deal with on the internet. Okay. Well, well, a little almond extract. Uh, they're both medium bodied. They both have a dry finish. I don't know. These are pretty similar. I'm shocked. Now, obviously, if I can't tell them apart, that means Canadian Limited wins easily because, well, hell, I mean, heck, I meant to say heck. It's half the price. So, because you're getting a huge container for $15.96 and you're getting a regular container for $14.96. So common sense, you go with the bigger vessel. So I'm not really seeing that Master Distillers is earning what Walmart's saying about it. Well, what the Distillers saying about it, that is so fantastic. I mean, it looks nicer. It's glass. Although you can get limited in glass, you can get Canadian Limited in glass. It's got a real cork. I mean, you can't get a real cork on that. Yeah, I'll tell you what, honey, 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 honey. But I like honey, so I don't know why some people don't like Canadian whiskey. I don't understand that. Is it different? Well, it's different. It's different than bourbon. It's different than American blended whiskey, although maybe not so different. Doesn't taste like Irish whiskey. Doesn't taste like Scotch. Definitely doesn't taste like Japanese whiskey. Has a unique character. Uh, Canadians are unique, or I might say eccentric, but they wouldn't agree. But and I would say their whiskey's sort of eccentric, but maybe we better say unique. But perhaps it's that eccentricity that irritates some people because they're like, it doesn't taste like bourbon. Well, it ain't bourbon. Or they'll say they allowed flavoring to be added. Well, they do that. They do allow that. You can't add flavor in the bourbon. That's true. Although you can sell a product as bourbon with natural flavors. Bourbon with natural flavors. I know where to buy it. Uh, wouldn't recommend it, but I know where to buy it. It's not bad, but I mean, it's like it's the same price as regular bourbon, basically. Um, well, they have a lot of stuff like that. Bourbon cream, the Buffalo Trace bourbon with the cream and the sugar and the milk. Yeah, the cream and the sugar. That's pretty good. But it's a bourbon. It's got flavor. It's a liqueur. I feel like the Canadians can get away with a lot more trickery and just call it blended, says Craft Beer Tastic. Well, not exactly, because American blended whiskey is allowed to have flavoring added and coloring, and they don't have to disclose it. So they can both do it. Now, I don't know about Ireland and Scotland. I don't think they can add flavoring, but Canada, United States are allowed to. And if you read the regulations, it doesn't say what flavoring. So you could be very exotic with it. but that does bother people, but I'm not in love with the idea, but it doesn't bother me, I get it. But if I'm looking at a bottle and it says whiskey with natural flavors, I'm thinking, okay, that's a flavored whiskey, which ding, ding, ding is what it is. But people go hog wild. People go hog wild over flavored beers. They're like, oh, I bought this Imperial Stout with cocoa nibs and coffee in it. It's awesome. It's 100 out of 100. It's 14% alcohol. Okay, it's a beer, right? Is it pure? No, because it got flavoring added. But they'll score it 100 out of 100. But if it's whiskey, oh no, that's an atrocity. That's an atrocity. I feel hurt. Well, how come it's okay for whiskey? For beer, but it's an atrocity for whiskey, and for wine, it's sort of okay because those are popular products too. So all you got to do is just not buy it. Now, are these both cheap products? Common sense would indicate so. It would indicate that $14.96, $15.96 for a huge bottle. Now, does Sazerac make some high-end Canadian blended whiskeys? Yes. They have VO Gold, which is aged 8 years. You can still find that for a good price though, $20, amazingly. Seagram's VO Gold. Seagram's VO Gold, even though Seagram's had made it for 25 years. But that's a really nice product. You can get the Caribou Crossing, which I see that coming to stores. It's got a real cork and it's got a caribou on it, on the top of the cork, kind of like Blanton's got the horsey. It's real expensive. But I've heard people brag on it like, oh man, you got to buy it. It's amazing. Does it have flavoring? I don't know. I never examined the label. But I know Sazerac, who owns it, they're pretty good about telling you if they put flavoring. So if it doesn't say flavors added, I would say they're probably not adding flavoring because they're good about that. Man, they had a blended American whiskey come into a store last week before the freeze. And it was $6.99 for a full size bottle. A full size bottle. I'm not kidding about this. It's called Triple Crown. I've had Triple Crown. It's pretty good. It's made by McCormick, Weston Distillery in Missouri. And I was like, man, what are they doing? Notice this is like about a $17 bottle. They sell it for $6.99. Oh, that was all gone. People blew through that. That guy must have had 3 cases of that whiskey. 36 bottles. That thing was gone. People blew through it. Why did they buy it? Why do you think they bought it? It was $6.99 a bottle. I saw people buying it when I went in that store. I saw people say, they all they had the same expression like, I never heard of this. But they saw the price. I'm going to find out, right? They were buying that like craziness, And it's all gone now, of course. Cheers, says Isle of Fire. Cheers to you, Isle of Fire. Good to hear from you. The Reinheitsgebot creates a stigma with beer additives. That's true. I agree with that because that was a German purity law. It was instituted for various reasons. But none of the other countries adopted it. The German states did. Austria, Prussia, Saxony, Bavaria, Schleswig-Holstein. Well, that was a territory owned by other states. Baden, Wittenberg. But there's so many states. It was what, 39 states at the later era. But they all adopted the Reinheitsgebot. Austria no longer a German state, but it was as recently as 1945. But Liechtenstein, you've heard of that little tiny micro country in Europe, Liechtenstein, smaller than most counties in America, but it was a German state until 1866. They were invited to join the German Empire, but they said, no, we're not interested, so they stayed independent. But they speak German there, it's a German state. It was part of the old Reich. But also Luxembourg said, no, we're not interested in joining the empire, but thanks for the offer. But the empire re-invited them in 1914 by invading them, and then re-invited them again in 1940 by doing the same thing. So can you believe it? Did you say Belgium? I said Belgium is allowed to add flavoring. Luxembourg is allowed to add flavoring. I don't know if there's any breweries in Liechtenstein. Really, to my knowledge, Germany's and maybe Austria are the only two countries today that have the Reinheitsgebot. Everybody else can add flavoring. Russia, Poland, Italy, Spain, Portugal, Israel, United States, Canada. I don't know I know all those countries had flavors to beers. That's not required, but it's allowed. All right, so I tasted these two. Yeah, there's Crybaby. What are you doing, Crybaby? You looking out the window? You getting big, huh? You getting so big? But that's normal because people grow up. Kittens grow up. Remember how small you were when I got you out that barrel at the car wash? That little. And now look. From this big to this. But I don't know. I feel like there's not enough distance. I don't think there's enough distance between these two to justify the price. But I'm going to say this is the it's tough. I hope they got a little residue in here. I can taste it. But obviously, if it's that tough, then the Canadian Limited wins by default. Once you got to start thinking about it, that means the cheaper brand wins. It's like a video replay in NFL football or basketball. If you got to start thinking about it, that means it's not clear cut. All right, so let's say Canadian Limited. No, Master Distillers. I'm going to say this is Master Distillers. I got it. Because I knew about the honey. This one, I just felt like a little nut oil. But it's close. So I'm going to give the win, honestly. Yeah, Österreich. Eastern Reich. The old Eastern Reich. The Habsburgs. Good kitty. Well, I don't know about good. Maybe rambunctious and crazy might be some better descriptors. But Canadian Limited is going to win by virtue of the fact that it's half the price. And the flavor is definitely not half the quality. It might be a little bit inferior, but like a little bit. So like the price difference is like this, and the quality difference is like this. So, and I remember International Market had this one year. This was years ago. They had a whole pallet of this stuff in these big bottles, $10.99 a bottle. Well, that lasted about a week. No, that lasted about 5 days. That lasted about 5 days. Mischievous little sphinx. Well, she's being calm tonight. Usually she's out of control, going berserk, but she's really calm. Is it the cold weather? And her fur is turning brown. Like I used to say, she was gray and white, but I think all the gray is turning brown. It's really weird. She's turning brown. Like I might say, I might make a pop song in 1982 and say, I'm turning Japanese. I'm turning Japanese. I think so. I'm turning Japanese. But she's turning brown. Come see. Come see brown. Like, ow, you got me again. You see all the brown, like her ears are brown now. Around there is brown. All right, go back up here. I know that's where you want it to be. All right, go ahead. Be calm. But she's got some brown. All your red is turning white, like the white stripes. Even the Seventh Nation Army couldn't. All right, we all take care. I hate to say this, but this is the case that they gave me. Whiskey was the case that they gave me. Canadian Limited, shocking the world tonight, shocking me, shocking my world. Canadian Limited shocks the world, been on the market since 1972 and beats the Master Distillers. Not because it's technically a better product, but the price difference is so huge, double the price for Master Distillers, and it's giving you what, 10% better? It's 50%. It's 100% more expensive, really, but it's giving you a little bit better quality. Nah, sorry. You can keep your cork and your wooden cap, and I'll take the twist cap and save the money. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. I got to do it. I have to do it. All right. Do I have some more Canadian whiskeys coming up? Certainly many more. Many from Sazerac. Because that company is out there putting out everything to everybody everywhere. They are just relentless with the product that they put on the market. There's the kitten going past the video screen. All right. Becoming an adult. Girl, you'll be a woman soon. But I'm going to have you fixed so you're not going to have any babies.